It is time to hold the Republican politician, the Republican leadership accountable, because we look at all in the unpatriotic, seditionists, insurrectionists as if these guys are so guilty they are doing this. But you know what? The people that they trust, their leaders, are at fault. We need to hold them accountable. I want you to listen to this Governor Tate of Mississippi, and you see why it is that many of our good friends or good Republican friends still think there may be something wrong with the elections. They can only depend on what's told to them. Check this out.
Former President Trump and his allies have now for months and months continued to spread the false and dangerous lie that the election was stolen. But I want to ask you a simple yes or no question, because your answer a few weeks ago to a colleague kind of raised my eyebrows. Do you accept that Joe Biden is the legitimate, lawfully elected president of the United States?
President Biden is the president of the United States.
But was he legitimately
in our state,
and
we don't
lawfully
allow
elected?
mail-in voting. In our state, we do not allow mail-in voting, and the reason we don't allow mail-in voting is because we think that it allows for lots of opportunities for fraud and other things, and I don't think mail-in voting should be allowed in other states around the nation. But President Biden is the duly elected president, and we're going to do everything we can to work with him to help the citizens of Mississippi.
There are lots of states that Trump won where there's mail-in voting, including Florida, including Ohio, including Utah. I hear you saying Joe Biden is the president. I do not hear you saying he was legitimately elected. FBI Director Chris Wray, former Attorney General Bill Barr have both stated there was no widespread voter fraud, none that could have affected the outcome of the November election. Republican after Republican, Ducey in Arizona, Kemp in Georgia, your colleagues, judge after judge have rejected this argument. This is a dangerous conspiracy theory that tens of people believe. It inspired a domestic terrorist attack on the Capitol. Yes or no, do you accept that the 2020 presidential election was free and fair? Obviously, every election has some questions, but I'm talking about free and fair, legitimately elected Joe Biden, yes or no?
As you said, Jake, every election has some questions, and this one was no different. President Biden is the duly elected president of the United States. That he was certified by all 50 states, either having won or lost. He lost my state by 20 points. But he was certified in each of the individual states. He was certified by the U.S. Congress, and he's the duly elected president.
All right.
But that doesn't mean that we don't have bad laws in the books in other states. It's just a fact.
All right. Some people might point to Mississippi laws and point to bad laws. I hear you. But you did say he's duly elected, so I'll take that as an answer.
That is shameful. That is shameful. That they cannot just admit and say, yes, he won. Donald Trump lost. That's it. And if you want to know why the people still think that, it's because their leadership refuses to tell them the truth. So we have to now make sure to go and make sure those leaders start telling the truth. Make sure those leaders are held accountable, because what they're doing is causing a whole lot of the people underneath them, the masses, to get themselves in trouble. And when they go to jail because they're reacting to what they think is not right, when they go to jail for that, these guys are still sipping on their wine and eating their caviar. Let's remember that. And for those good Republicans listening to me right now, if you know the truth, spread it. Don't play the game that there's some sort of conspiracy that you deep in your hearts know doesn't exist. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number one, subscribe to our channel. And number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.